So we're here at Volkswagen, and I'm talking to Maik Stephan. And Maik, you were explaining us the electrification process inside Volkswagen. I first want to ask you, how serious is that process, and how important is that?
Yeah, we are totally serious about that process. Yeah, we have decided that we go with full speed into electrification. Yeah, we do a complete transformation of our company. And just recently, we have committed to the Paris 2050 climate goals. Yeah, and the Volkswagen Group is committed to achieve CO2 neutrality until the year 2025. So we are totally serious about that.
You're totally serious. And it all started in 2015, right? A bunch of things came together. What were those things that whole huge shift in the strategy of the company was possible?
Yeah, it started already many years ago. So we are doing research and development on the electrification for decades already. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we had already a good technology and good prototypes available already before 2015. But in 2015, with the public discussion on the diesel, on the conventional drivetrains, in combination with the environmental discussion, it was for us not the starting point, but the right time to do the decisions to transform our company.
Yeah. So that seems very incredible that big change was made. So you are Volkswagen. You make 10 million cars a year. At the moment, it's less than 1% of the electric car which you create. What describe the next 5 years? What happened in the last 3 years, and what will happen in the next 5 years?
Yeah, so we bring this year the first new electric vehicles on the road based on our two platforms, the modular electrical platform for the smaller cars and the PPE for the bigger cars for Audi and Porsche. And this starts this year, and we will ramp up our product portfolio and volume over the next 5 to 10 years. We expect that until 2025, we will have a global product portfolio of around 80 vehicles, electric vehicles in our group, achieving a volume of up to 20% globally. This stands for around about 2 million, 2.5 million cars.
But it's up to, you have the capacity to produce it. I mean, what do you expect that you will produce?
This is what we are planning for. So we are transforming the first factories into factories for production of electric vehicles. Yeah, so
18 pieces,
we have decided to transform the first 18 factories out of our global production network. And we will see. At the end, it is so simple. The customer decides what he buys. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we are convinced, that electrification is the right technology at the moment to achieve the CO2 neutrality, but the customer has to decide.
Yeah. So we'll work on the customer later, but so you're rebuilding those factories. How big of a change is a conventional factory versus an electrical factory?
It's a complete change. Yeah, it is. We take all the existing technology out of the factory, and it will be built completely new. It's a huge transformation. It's a huge investment. It's a complete different and new business. And for more than 50% of the people working in these factories, they have to be trained completely new, because we need new competencies.
One interesting thing I thought, I mean, I've always been amazed about the car industry. They have different computer systems for everything. Mm. They have computer systems for braking and for light and for this. There's many different computer systems. You're building a new computer system for this electrification, right?
Exactly. We are building the Volkswagen operating system. And this will be one unit serving the whole car. And this makes it possible to be connected to the outside world, so the customer can start heating the car via his phone. He can activate the air condition, and it's like the car will be a smartphone on wheels in the future.
And it can be updated over the air.
It can be updated over the air as well.
Yeah. So that change is also very relevant for the current business, right? I mean, if that transformation has worked in the electrical field, that will also come back to the other cars.
Yeah, this is true. So the change is huge, yeah, and we have to develop our competencies. We are looking for lots of new colleagues in the IT sector. So volunteers welcome.
Very easy to find people, right? I mean, who are good in electrical and IT and software, because you have to go from a metal company to a software company.
Exactly. So we are hiring exactly these people. It is not as easy. There are not enough available on the market, and please don't forget, we are still welding metal. It's still a car, so we need this on top to our existing competencies.
That's true. One key part of the car, of course, is the battery. What is your strategy on that? Because there's huge amount of demand and there's not much supply.
Yeah, first of all, the battery is indeed the key of the car. So with our platforms, we have built a complete new architecture, and the battery is the core of the car. We have selected our suppliers already for the purchase volume of the batteries module or cells and the modules. We have
LGs and the Samsung and
the usual suppliers, exactly. And we have secured a certain volume already in order to be safe in the ramp-up phase. And this is already an official discussion. We are, let's say, in the investigation phase whether it is feasible to have a battery cell production in Europe on our own or with a partner.
Yeah. But you also say batteries is really something different than creating a car, right? Your competence is in creating huge amount of cars which drive very reliable and which are, give people a lot of pleasure to drive. But batteries is a different kind of technology.
Battery is a totally different technology. So when we have started 2015, we had no competence at all. So we are building up our competence in this field, but it's a long process. Currently, we have to say that we won't be able to develop battery cells on our own, but at least we have to understand the technology, and we have to be in a position to offer at the end a totally safe and secure car to our customers.
Yeah. Everybody is running to all these LG and Panasonic and Samsung. Shouldn't we do more to invest in new kinds of factories and new kinds of players? Do you have an investment fund for that?
No, we don't have an investment fund for that. These usual suppliers, they are of course very interested in doing business with us and all the other manufacturers on our globe, and they are increasing their capacity as well. But it is a limiting factor at the moment, and this is a little bit in contradiction to the expectations that battery prices are going down.
Yeah. No, of course the battery prices will go up when there's a huge amount of demand on these people. It will be a very profitable business to be in for the next period. What will determine if your conversion from 0 to 2 million cars, electrification transformation, what will determine it?
First of all, we have to offer the right products. They have to be convincing, and at least we are convinced that our offer will be very attractive to the customers. What is crucial is the existence of a public charging infrastructure and the right legislation. And here we still see that there is still a long way to go until in all the countries the right legislation for the
private charging,
for example, is changed. But it will happen.
It will happen. So you make great cars. So you will make great electric cars. We'll see the first one next year. What kind of price can we expect? It will be around 30,000?
When we bring our first ID car based on the newly developed platform, we expect a price on the same level as a comparable a conventional car with in Germany a diesel engine, or in Holland it would be a gasoline engine.
With a range of?
With a range of more than 300 up to 500 kilometers.
So you can buy different kind of battery packs.
Yeah, the offer structure will be completely modular, and the customer can choose the range of a car.
You've worked 20 years in Volkswagen, right? You have seen lots of different parts of the business. What have you done?
I'm back in Germany in the headquarter and the corporate strategy since 3 years, but I was very operative. Yeah, I was the managing director of our sales company in China, for example, as well as in India. Very interesting, very challenging.
So you've seen lots of different worlds where Volkswagen was able to adapt to. How's this change doing compared to all these other ones?
This is the biggest challenge ever. Yeah.
Well, you seem to be very serious. We wish you a lot of luck. And this was from Volkswagen, from Autostadt, the newest news.